What happens to animals when nobody is watching? What happens behind the closed doors, behind the fence, behind the walls of a home? The truth is, we may never know. And that is what makes silent suffering so troubling. I'm Dr. Mark McMorris Jr., former deputy sheriff, animal advocate, author, journalist, and host of Heart to Heart with Dr. Mark. Today, I want to talk about something we do not see very often, the suffering that happens when there are no witnesses. Not every animal that is suffering looks like it. There may be no one standing outside asking for help. There may be no obvious signs from the road. There may be no video, no neighbor who knows what's happening. Sometimes an animal simply disappears from our view. And behind that closed door, that animal may be living without proper food, adequate water, proper care, attention, and sometimes without anyone asking whether that animal is okay. That's the part that concerns me, because animals cannot walk out the door and tell us what is happening. They cannot call the authorities, cannot explain what they are experiencing. They depend entirely on people. And when the people responsible for them fail to provide proper care, that animal can become completely dependent on the conscience of someone else. Maybe it is a neighbor. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's someone who delivers a package. And maybe it is someone who happens to notice something that does not seem right. And that is why awareness matters. We should never assume that everything is okay simply because we do not see a problem. And at the same time, we have to be careful. We should not make accusations based on assumptions. We should not trespass, and we should not put ourselves in danger. But if something does not seem right, we can pay attention. We can document what we legally observe. We can ask questions when appropriate. And when there is legitimate reason for concern, we can contact the proper authorities, because sometimes the only person who may notice something is wrong is the person who takes the time to look. There are animals suffering today that we may never know about, not because nobody cares, but because nobody knows. And that is why I believe we have a responsibility to remain aware. Please look, listen, and pay attention. And when something genuinely concerns you, do not simply dismiss it. You may be the first person who notices. You may be the first person who asks a question. And you may be the person who starts the process that finally brings help to that animal. Behind every closed door is a life, and sometimes that life is depending on someone outside that door. This is Dr. Mark. Good day, and God bless.